What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here. I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour tonight. I'm excited about tonight's training. We have some important things that we're going to be talking about. Everybody is piling in the room right now, so we're just going to give it a minute as people pile in. If you were here early, on time, congrats. You're going to be able to sit in the webinar. Sometimes we get maxed out about 10 minutes in or so, and people get upset because the webinar room gets full. So that's never fun, but it is what it is. So always show up a little early. I'm going to get my webcam on in just a moment. First, I just want to let the rush of people kind of flood in the room. Everybody should be able to see my welcome screen now, where you see all the links, connect with me, Shopify tools, essential fulfillment apps, all that good stuff. Can everybody see that? Just put a 1 in the questions box if you can see it. That way my team can just make sure everybody is on point and can see the screen. If this is your first time to the Profit Power Hour, I want to welcome you. I want to congratulate you for being here. This is a webinar series that we do every single Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go ahead and get my webcam on now. Can everybody see me? Yes? Awesome. All right, cool. I have a really big beard right now. I'm not able to shave because my finger's still messed up. For those of you that know, I had it slammed shut in a door, so it still kind of hurts to grip. And I just want to make sure, like, if I do cut my beard, I do it straight. So I'm gonna give it one more week, but it is healing up nicely. So no scab or anything. It's still bruised at the front, but it's so much better than it was. So I'm just thankful that it wasn't broken. I'm thankful that, I got the best case scenario, I suppose. So if you're new, I had an injury on New Year's Eve, and it's kind of hindered me a little bit from being able to draw on my board and type, but I'm good at typing now. So again, if you're new here, I want to welcome you. We do this every single week. It's a free webinar. The last 3 weeks, we've been talking about Valentine's Day and what we could do to profit for Valentine's Day. And this year, I really want to hone in on how profitable holidays can be. And there are more holidays than you think in a year. A lot of people think, Thanksgiving, and they think Veterans Day and President's Day and like these federal holidays, but there's actually over like 300 plus potential events and holidays that could be celebrated and profited from. So we're going to talk a little bit about those. We're also going to talk tonight about Chinese New Year, because that's important that we understand what's going on there. So yeah, if you're new, welcome. You're catching the tail end of like a 3-part series we did for Valentine's Day, and I'll show you how to watch those replays very shortly. So right now, everybody sees the welcome screen. First and foremost, if you don't have a Shopify store, go start one right now. Don't let yourself enter into February without a Shopify store. Take action, start your store, and just get going, like one step at a time. So at the tip top here, you'll see it highlighted in green. We have a free trial link. It's my partner link with Shopify. So you can go to profitph.com/Shopify, and that's going to allow you to start a 14-day free trial tagged as Adrian Morrison student through my partner link. So there's some benefits to that. So make sure you do it. You do it now, because if you don't do it now, later typically will never come. On the far right-hand side is all of your opportunities to connect with me. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Clubhouse, Twitter, so on and so forth. So make sure that you follow me on the social medias that you use. I would definitely recommend following me on YouTube and subscribing, turning on notifications, because I drop videos there that you guys don't know about unless you are on my excuse me, on my YouTube. And then Instagram, I'm quite active. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice the last couple of weeks I've been adding restaurant in Jackson, Mississippi, because the manager there was just like really rude to us when we came in, and it was just a weird scenario. I won't go into it, but if you follow me and you've been seeing that, a lot of you've been DMing me about it. I love the fact that with social media these days, businesses can be held accountable. And, just unfortunately, some manager was harassing me and my wife, essentially telling us that we didn't look like we belonged in the restaurant because I had a hat on. And I did some Instagrams, and I'm pretty sure they're regretting being so rude to me in an empty restaurant, but we won't go into that. So you'll get to see a little bit of my personal life on Instagram here and there, although that's not common that I do something like that. On the left-hand side, you have Shopify softwares that we've created. These are softwares that you can get throughout your journey with Shopify. I would say that Shipping Hero and Pixel Magic, these two, they're really important though. So if you were to get two of these, Shipping Hero I think is like $20. Pixel Magic is $10. These are really going to help you in 2022. The other ones are going to help you essentially optimize stuff. And on the bottom left-hand side, we have our top 3 recommended dropship vendors, these fulfillment apps. So we got Pillow Profits, we got Shine On, and we got Zendrop. And these are all important links for you to go through because they're my partner links with these companies. And I usually make deals with these companies to get benefits for my students. And so when we're able to do that, if you're tagged to me, then you get those benefits. So if you go to those links there, and you can screenshot this, and I show them every week. You want to sign up through those because in many cases it'll get you a discount, or it'll get you some goodies, or some sort of priority. So that's what that's all about. Now, tonight what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about Chinese New Year and profiting from holidays, and kind of just uh, recapping on Valentine's Day because it's coming up in 14 days, and there's some things that you need to know about that because it's a very profitable holiday. So while we are doing that, I'm just going to pull this up real quick. Make sure that you go to our Facebook group, which is at facebook.com/groups/profitph, and tell everybody to jump on the webinar right now before it fills up, because I'm about to start talking about something very important. All right, mistakes that you need to avoid during the Chinese New Year. All right, very important topic tonight that we're going to have to address ASAP. It's nothing bad, but I want to show you how to avoid some common mistakes that could crush your e-commerce store, crush your brand, ruin your reputation, and make you start all over. So go to facebook.com/group/profitph. Tell everybody they better pop on this webinar. We have 19,400 beautiful people in our Facebook group. So I'm so excited to have you all here. If you're not yet a member of our Facebook group, it's free. Just go to the link that I just had up and apply, and then one of our team members will get you in the group within 24 hours or so. All right. But if you are in the group, tell everybody, join us, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. All right. And the last thing for the 10-minute long intro I do each and every week is, if you are new to the Profit Power Hour, then you have access to your Access Adrian portal. You can see it here. I highly recommend that while in this portal where all of your courses and softwares are, you go to under My Courses and Software to where it says Profit Power Hour, and you click that and you access your completely free members area for the Profit Power Hour, because this is going to allow you to go back and watch archives of previous week's trainings. So there's still time for you to benefit from last week's training where we went over a Valentine's Day strategy. We talked about drop shipping Valentine's Day stuff. We talked about print on demand with US vendors, really high quality jewelry. And then we went over Facebook ad targeting. So how would I recommend you target ads to reach the right people for Valentine's Day? Because not everybody in the world is celebrating Valentine's Day. So it's important that we reach those that are actually celebrating it. And make sure that you hover over my image there and just hit subscribe, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out when we launch these videos. And right now, this webinar is being recorded, but like I said, moving forward, we're probably not going to record all videos, all webinars, because I want to be able to show you all some really cool stuff this year that's sensitive, that I don't want posted or recorded, that I want for your eyes only. So just make sure that you show up to these webinars, because they will not always be recorded, but they will always be live for you at 9 p.m. EST every Tuesday. So I'll try to let y'all know in advance if we're not going to record one, if I want to show some sensitive stuff. But yeah, you can go watch all of our trainings from this year and last year and the year before. And I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. Been doing this a long time. Okay, so let's talk about a very important subject, and then we'll kind of get to wrapping up some of the Valentine's Day stuff, because these kind of go hand in hand. The Chinese New Year, if you haven't heard of it and you're new to e-commerce, is a real big thing. It's a huge deal in the e-commerce sphere, because a lot of e-commerce stores are getting supplied from factories and vendors in China. Even like the people that have their own warehouses, they're just ordering cargo in bulk. They may not be drop shipping. And well, the date of Chinese New Year this year is, well, today. So it starts today. And this is like such a serious holiday in China. It's like it's as important in China as our biggest holidays are to us. But the difference is that people in China, a lot of the factory workers and whatnot, they take off sometimes for 2 to 3 weeks, which is bad, right? It's bad if you're doing e-commerce. It's bad if you're drop shipping, for your vendors to take off for 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes even more. How many of you in here would agree? That's probably pretty bad. So right now, if you are, if you're selling some drop ship products from AliExpress or any vendors in China through any other platform, then you might want to reach out to those vendors and ask them what their cutoff date is. I imagine it's probably today. They're probably all taken off for the new year. And so you want to make sure that your vendors are still going to fulfill these orders, because you don't want to get 2 to 3 weeks of orders backed up. That's going to lead to a lot of heartache, chargebacks, and refunds for you. Now, some vendors will not take off as much. So when I'm working with vendors on AliExpress, I will typically on AliExpress, when I'm looking at a vendor, say, I don't know, I'm just choosing a random one, like this vendor right here, I will usually reach out to them, contact them if I'm working with them, they're a supplier of mine, and say, hey, when's your cutoff date for Chinese New Year, and when are you going to be back fulfilling orders? And you'll find that some vendors are going to take off less time, and some are going to take off, more time. So, if you're selling a really hot item right now, I highly recommend that you reach out to your vendor, if they're in China, through AliExpress, even if it's Zendrop, because Zendrop, another platform, they have warehouses in China and US, and just see like what those cutoff dates are. That's your responsibility as a business, right? These vendors in China don't reach out to every person they supply to and say, oh, by the way, it's your problem. So you got to reach out to them and figure it out. So if you are selling a hot item right now, one of the hardest things to do, I know this all too well, one of the hardest things to do is to kill a winning product that's making money every day because of Chinese New Year. And so what I traditionally will do is, if I have a winning product that is crushing it, and I'm getting it from a supplier in China, what I'll do is I'll go and I'll find a vendor in the US. So I'll find a US vendor that sells this. I'll pay a premium. There are a lot of warehouses on AliExpress that are in the US that will be shipping out throughout the Chinese New Year. Zendrop, same thing. I'll go and I'll try to find that same product with the US vendor and pay the premium so I don't have to kill the ads. If you continue to sell a product that is not being fulfilled, again, it's going to be detrimental to your business because people are going to be ticked off because not only is it going to be 3 weeks before these factories are back to work in China, but there's longer shipping times from China as well. So this is kind of like that moment where a lot of e-commerce stores just hit pause. They say, you know what, I'm going to pause everything for 3 to 4 weeks and take the month off. I don't do that. There's no reason to do that. You just have to pivot a little bit, right? So tonight, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about what you should be doing right now, what your options are, because I think this is a good thing. I think it's amazing that China shuts down for weeks for Chinese New Year, celebrates, takes time with their families, and all these other dropship businesses and e-commerce businesses pull back and slow down because their fulfillment chain isn't, running every day. What that does is it opens up opportunity, right? It opens up opportunity for people that are educated and have supply chains in the US, which you do. You do have supply chains in the US, and I'm going to show you again, okay? And so if you pivot, what's going to happen is you're going to have less competition. You're going to be selling products from the US that can get shipped anywhere in the world without delay. And it could potentially be a little pocket where things are more profitable for you. So you need to look at obstacles as opportunities. I want you to write that down. It's a really important thing that you should do. All right, I want you to think of obstacles as opportunities. Okay, so what do I mean by think of obstacles as opportunities? Well, I mean that, an obstacle like this is something that a lot of people are going to see and they're going to hit pause and they're going to pull back. And I see it as an opportunity to pivot and take advantage of less competition, less people buying Facebook ads, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Just say yes if that makes sense to you. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So don't look at every single obstacle that you run into in your business as a bad thing. Look at it as a learning experience, opportunity to do something different, to pivot, to find a new approach in your business. I'm here to each week really teach you how to run a business. I've been running my business on Shopify since 2015. And I've been through all the obstacles. I've been through all the holidays. I've been through the heartache. I didn't have all the tools available to me that you have now, here in 2022 when I got started. So it was even that much harder. So that said, think of obstacles as opportunities. And one of the things that I think is going to be really important for you is making that pivot to print on demand and these US vendors. So let's just go down here to our notes. We got 129 pages of notes. Let's get down here to the bottom. Okay. I don't need to go to a whole new page. Okay. So what I want to talk about here is your Chinese New Year profit plan. All right, your Chinese New Year profit plan. Your Chinese New Year profit plan. Okay. I love profit plans. And y'all know, if you don't know, you're going to learn. I'm very OCD about making stuff look nice. So I take a little bit longer as I get in here and I'm like, I want this to look better. So So anyways, our Chinese New Year profit plan. All right, we want to look at this as not necessarily an obstacle, but rather we want to look at it as an opportunity. And I'm just going to highlight this and some nice little orange here, and there we go. Boom. Okay. So this is actually a opportunity for you, as I've repeated multiple times here. And I'm going to explain to you why. Okay. The Chinese New Year means you need to turn off ads, uh, even winning ads, if from China. All right, turn them off, and then you can turn them on in a few weeks and pick back up. All right, but this is an opportunity for you to discover US vendors selling the same product. So you're never experiencing that downtime that other people are because they're lazy, right? You're going to discover some US vendors, be it on AliExpress, be it on Zendrop. You can still find, US warehouses on AliExpress, but be careful with that. US shipping from Zendrop, okay, potentially, and then there's other US vendors. But the other thing that you're going to do is you're going to pivot, all right? You're going to pivot to print on demand. And to be honest with you, this is really what helped me just change the game for myself when I was just selling AliExpress stuff and Chinese New Year hit. I pivoted to selling print on demand items, and it changed the game for me. And I found that I actually made more money. I made more money selling print on demand products, which is essentially what I showed you how to do last week. Now, the vendors that I like to use are Printful's a good one. You got T-Launch, which is a US vendor. You've got Shine On, which is a US vendor. These are typically like the three big ones that we use. All right, they're all US. So these are US vendors. Printful has factories in different parts of the world, I believe. So you want to make sure that you actually use a vendor that is, or a factory in Printful that is US. They let you choose your factory. All right, let me take a sip of my drink. Okay, the benefit here is barely any competition. Come on, Adrian, you could spell. All right, so this is the benefit. There's barely any competition, comparatively speaking, to when drop shippers are in full force, because a lot of them have made money and they're going to see this as a time to be content, complacent, and chillax. So you got Printful, you got T-Launch, you got Shine On. Shine On we went over last week and the week before, epic stuff, and you're going to be able to sell their stuff and crush it with their stuff. They have amazing products we're going to continue to talk about. So just to recap, Chinese New Year profit plan is turn off even your winning ads if they're from China and you know that your vendors are not going to be fulfilling those items for a couple of weeks. You want to avoid making the mistake of being greedy and selling. I've seen people do it before, and they end up having to shut down their whole business because they get so many complaints. All right, you can just turn your winning ads back on in a couple of weeks and pick back up. But in the meantime, let it serve as an opportunity for you to start discovering US vendors that sell that same product. So in the future, if you have a supply issue or a shipping time issue because of things in China, then you have a backup of a US vendor. But look, the US vendor is going to charge a little bit more, right? Profit margin is going to go down. But what would you rather have? Less profit or no profit at all and shut everything off, right? This is business. So sometimes you have to make those decisions. And a lot of people, they honestly, they have a very hard time doing that. And then pivot to print on demand with US vendors because it's just easy. It's just like so easy. It's like pretty much done for you. I'll even write that down on this. Most of the work is done for you. It really is. Like even with Shine On, it's totally done for you. And the benefit is there's barely any competition. So last week, what we did, like for Valentine's Day, you're pretty safe because I was showing y'all how to sell these necklaces here from a print on demand vendor. And I'm not going to go through all because this would be the third week that we did Shine On. But you know, a lot of you are crushing it with Shine On. I saw like one of our students that is using Shine On since they started has sold like over 5 to 6 thousand orders from Shine On. We have people selling hundreds, our students selling hundreds and hundreds of units of these particular types of products from Shine On. So, you know, if you're new and this is your first webinar, you go back and watch those replays. But Shine On is a free app that you can install on your Shopify store, and they are US based. They're in Florida and New Jersey. And so if you, I'm not going to go through all of them again this week because that would be just probably treacherous and mind-boggling to those that have been getting on every week. So I'm not going to do that to you. But just to show you all, there's so many products in here that you could sell, and it's not just jewelry anymore. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna probably crush it selling this stuff for Valentine's Day. And you know, it's just a given that this stuff is gonna just crush for Valentine's Day. But they're not just Valentine's Day gifts, right? They also just recently added the metal art. So you got welcome to our port sign, fancy monogram signs. I've yet to sell these yet because they're newer, and I'm gonna start selling them. But I know that there is a company. It's another Shopify store. Man, I forget his name, but I'm friends with him. I think it's like Redline Steel, and he sells like this type of stuff, but his is like super custom and they just absolutely crush it. So people love these types of signs. It's going to be great for new homeowners. It's going to be great for gardeners. It's just going to be great for people that, you know, are probably 35 plus years old in general for most of them. So, you know, there are some great opportunities for you to sell, not just jewelry from Shine On. Now, the other thing is I love T-Launch. So T-Launch is one of my favorite apps. I've been selling with them from the very beginning, and their founder is just a really amazing person. They have a great blog where you can go in and you can read about how to crush stuff on specific holidays. But I want you to just quickly take a look at the products that are in here. Sure, they've got the, you know, generic t-shirts and stuff like that, which I don't recommend selling out of the gate. But they have some really neat stuff in here that you could take advantage of, like these crystal blocks, crushing it for Valentine's Day, where people can upload their image and have it like laser etched in a crystal or of their dog. These things really, really crush. Drinkware always crushes. I'm telling you right now, this stuff destroys it. People collect coffee mugs and they spend a lot of money on coffee mugs. They'll spend $20, $30 on a coffee mug if it is something that they like. One of the niches that I'm going hard on with coffee mugs right now is NFTs. The crypto NFT stuff that you've probably been hearing about, that group of people seems to love mugs. They want pictures of their NFT on their mug. They want NFT slogans on their mug. And there's lots of cool slogans like good morning and probably nothing. You have to Google the lingo, okay? But those are always going to do really, really good. So that's nothing new to you. But then we start getting into the home goods. We start getting into the kitchenware stuff. You start getting into the lifestyle stuff. So you got headphones, you've got backpacks. These are all things that you can start selling. Now, I know that you're probably thinking right now, Adrian, these are all blank canvases. What do I put on this stuff, right? Where do I get started? How do I know what to put on a flag? And how do I know what to put on a poster? And, you know, how do I know what to put on a coffee mug? Or how do I know what to put on a doormat, right? How do I know what to put on a shower curtain. I get that. Like that's where most people fall off with print on demand, and that's why when Chinese New Year comes around and you're doing print on demand from US vendors and you know what works, you get the opportunity to crush it. Because again, a lot of people are lazy. They don't know what it is they don't know. They sit around thinking, oh, I'm not going to do, I'm not going to try to be creative and sell print on demand stuff. I want to sell more of this viral shower head that I've been selling. And that makes sense. I get that a lot of people want to do that. But again, obstacles equal opportunity for many. So now that we're talking about pivoting over here and selling some of these products that are print on demand products, remember that you can go into companies like Zendrop, for example, which I think you can see it on my screen right now. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, you can go over here to Zendrop and they might have US vendors for products. So you can avoid Chinese New Year, pay a little bit of a premium and see if Zendrop has some of those products that you were selling from AliExpress. Does that make sense? Yes? Yes, yes, yes? Okay, cool. So essentially for Zendrop, just to remind everybody, you can come into Zendrop over here, and my internet seems to be running a little slow, of course, which is never any fun. This is a demo account, but you can come over here to find products, and over here they should have a filter when you go to search ships from USA. All their filters aren't populating, but you're going to find apparel in here and all sorts of other products that ship from the USA. Now, my internet's just obviously lagging, so I hope that you all can hear me right now, and see me and everything. Sometimes that's why I don't turn my webcam on. Yeah, everything's just like freezing up too. But they're going to be a great vendor for finding some potential US products to sell. Now, we're looking at selling these print on demand items and making this pivot. And the real question is, what on earth is working for print on demand over the next couple of weeks? So one of the things that I do, I've always done this, is I use my Etsy sneak attack. And that is, I come over to Etsy.com. It's a very popular website. I'm sure you've heard of it. And Etsy.com is a very creative place where people, they make their own stuff and they sell and they make a lot of money, a lot of customized gifts, but a lot of drop shippers use Etsy as well. And if you didn't already know this, if you come up here and you click in the search for anything bar up here, it's going to tell you what people are looking for right now. Like if you just simply click in this bar, this isn't my recent searches. These are popular searches right now. Choker collar for women, okay. You've got black-owned clothing, ram shirts, Decker wall art, Valentine's gifts for him that are funny, press-on nails, Bengals t-shirts, and Super Bowl PNGs. All right. Now, if you just start typing in a niche like wine, okay, I'm big in the wine niche, then it's going to show you what the most popular wine searches are. So let's just say that we're looking at wine tumblers over here. We're going to see that there's 128,000 results here. We can come in here and we can use some of these filters that they have available to kind of show us what we want. Maybe it's not just all wine tumblers. It could be for specific niches, right? And so this is going to give us a good idea of what's selling by looking at how many reviews someone has, so on and so forth. So we could also type in mug. Okay, so let's do a just regular mug. Oh, that's nice. That's just perfect. Show up on the I'm live. That's just great. Okay, so you're going to see all these different coffee mugs. Now, I know you're like, Adrian, coffee mugs are so basic. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're sitting here showing us coffee mugs, right? I get it. But the fact of the matter is that these things sell like hotcakes. I mean, they absolutely crush it. They sell like crazy. crazy. There are some e-commerce stores that solely thrive off of selling coffee mugs. Now, one of the niches right now that I would really tap into that's just really popping off is the NFT niche. I buy NFTs, I trade them and cryptos and stuff, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about cashing in as e-commerce marketers. So I just typed in NFT mug, and you can see here that there are tons of slogans: coffee, cryptos, and NFTs. Ask me about my NFTs, ABCD NFT. These are really simple things to mimic for you, and they're hot right now. So these things are selling really, really well. So you just have to come in here and do a little bit of research on specific niches. Now, that being said, like this one, check this out, 860 reviews on this seller. So let's see what they have here. Yeah, so they have a lot of reviews on here. They're selling a lot of coffee mugs. They have 9,381 sales. So what we might do at this point is just come over here to their store, because we know that they've sold a lot of items. And now look, what have we just found? Can somebody tell me, like, I didn't plan this. I'm randomly clicking on stuff. But can somebody tell me what we found in the questions box? All right. What we found is a pattern. We found a trend. All right. There's a reason that this store right here is selling so many mugs that say warning, may start talking about, because it works. Now, what this is called is taking a hot product and scaling sideways, meaning warning, may start talking about NFTs, may start talking about crypto, may start talking about Bitcoin, about K-pop, about buses, about history, about velocity. You see what's happening here? And so it's a very simple product. As you can see, it's not fancy, it's not beautiful, but look, may start talking about Florida, about rowing, may start talking about the gym. And this person would not have all of these mugs with that specific design in different key terms in here if it wasn't working. Would you all agree with me on that? Right? Mugs are simple, people love them. It's easy to target coffee drinkers on Facebook. And if we just jump over to Facebook real quick, if we jump over here to Facebook real fast, and pull it up, and we go down here to targeting. So I'm just in Facebook where you can target stuff, and I type in coffee. Their API has been sucking lately, but you got coffee houses, coffee bean, coffee culture, coffee preparation, coffee maker, specialty coffee, iced coffee, coffee time, instant coffee. So it's really, really easy to target. It's really, really easy to target people that drink coffee, right? So that's why I'm sitting here showing you probably one of the most basic niches and products that you could sell. But this person's got 66 pages of this stuff because it works. They have over 9,000 units sold. And remember, you legit don't even have to ship any of this stuff or stock any of this stuff. You can have a virtual assistant launch a whole line of warning, may start talking about, and you can catch up. For goodness sakes, look at this. This literally says catch up on it. It's absolutely beyond me that people buy this, but they do. And they send in photo reviews as well. So another thing to look at is take a look at the photo reviews that people are sending in, because this is a good indicator of some of the stuff that is selling, right? So you can get a good idea of what items are actually selling by looking at their reviews. Now, this is just for coffee mugs, y'all, okay? Nothing special. It really isn't. I mean, if you come back in here to T-Launch, which I really lean on, as a US vendor for print on demand in the past, that's what I've really, really put a lot of my business there because I like them and I trust them and I know that they're going to do a great job. But you can literally start going through all of these products here, drinkware, home goods, kitchenware, lifestyle, office stuff, and start typing this into Etsy, and you'll find what's working. And you saw how ugly those coffee mugs were. I mean, they're mind-numbingly simple products that you can copy. Does that make sense? Just say yes if that makes sense. Now, let me show you something else. All right. If you're not looking at things on a Etsy sneak attack basis, I want you to understand that holidays are so profitable. Okay. Holidays are very, very profitable. So now is the time to start planning to profit on all holidays. Let's make this bold. All right, so right now is a time that you should, in fact, be planning to profit on holidays. Let me just get this up. Silly Google Doc here. All right, now a lot of people, they look at holidays as obstacles, right? They look at them as obstacles. I know that sounds crazy, but in business, people are like, oh, it's a holiday. People aren't going to really be, they're going to be doing stuff with their family. They're going to be barbecuing. They're going to be out shooting fireworks or whatever it is. Typically on the day of holidays, a lot of people try and they go relax themselves. I look at holidays as a big opportunity. And so that being said, with print on demand, there is so much opportunity with holidays that you could take advantage of. So did you know um, there are over 300 plus big plus mini holidays in the US? So this is profit point. All right, this is 300 plus opportunities for you to profit big. All right, now I know that that sounds crazy to you, that there's 300 plus opportunities, 300 plus holidays. And I said this the very beginning of the year. I said, y'all, I want you to start thinking about holidays and events as opportunities to profit because it really and truly is one of the easiest things to profit from. Now, you're not gonna profit from all 300 plus holidays. Some of them, there's not going to be that much traffic for, but there are 300 simple holidays or events in the year that you could take advantage of potentially. I mean, we're talking about almost every day of the year, there's a new holiday for you to scoop off of. But some of these holidays, all right, are going to be micro holidays. So micro holidays are going to be for specific states, specific like specifics. Let's just call it specific states, foods, and so on and so forth, like siblings. And then you have you've got I just say macro, I'm going to say massive holidays, which are going to be, Veterans Day. You got Veterans Day, you got Memorial Day, you've got, Christmas, Thanksgiving, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Yeah. Those are like the big ones that like everybody's going to go out and they're going to party. For 4th of July, Memorial Day, they're going to cook out. Veterans Day is a big holiday. There's so many people throughout history that have sacrificed their lives, for our country here in the U.S. and all across the world, people sacrifice their lives for their country. So that said, these are things that you can take a look at and decide, okay, is there potential here? Is there potential for profit here in these holidays? Does that make sense? All right, so you've got your micro holidays, and then you've got your big, massive holidays that, typically everybody knows about. Now, this right here is where you're going to scoop up on everybody. This is where you're going to scoop on everyone And you're legit gonna have something to do maybe every single week that you can email to your list, or you can scoop up some simple profits from. Does that make sense? But it's going to take effort. It's going to take that little bit of extra effort. But let me ask you this: how many of you in here are okay putting in effort in your business? Like, you want to succeed this year. Just type in, I want to succeed. If you're okay putting in the extra effort, right? And that effort means you use common sense, and you do a little bit of copying and pasting, if you will, or outsourcing or delegating. So here's what we do, okay? We're not talking about Valentine's Day, because like at this point, you're looking at very little bit of time left to advertise for Valentine's Day. But we know that there are a lot of holidays that we don't know about, right? So holidays. So let's just go to Google and see 2022 holidays. Okay. So if I come over here and I Google 2022 holidays, all right, you're going to see like Washington's birthday, Good Friday, and you can just come down here and it's going to give you like those big ones, right? Memorial Day, up here we have Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Independence Day, Labor Day. Like these are the ones that everybody tries to cash grab, right? But if you scroll down a little bit, then you'll find calendar365.com. There's 2022 holidays. Then there's calendar.com. And there are these websites that list out all of these little micro holidays. Now, some of these you may or may not want to advertise for. It just depends. Some of them, there may not be much traffic for you to utilize. But if we click on one of these that brings up for us the calendar. I'm sorry, my dogs are barking in the background. I knew it was going to happen. Hold on. He's gonna, now we're done. He's gonna bark for the next 20 minutes. Because Casey's not here right now. So anyways, this website, timeanddate.com, it's going to give us 332, look at this, 332 holidays. I'm going to zoom in on this. I just want you to see this number, okay? 332 holidays that you can take advantage of. Now, not all of these you can take full advantage of. It's like you'll see, like as you scroll through here, let's just go on up to where are we at, February 1st. All right, so you have February 1st, Tuesday, first day of Black History Month. I actually know a guy that I met him on Clubhouse. He runs, I forget the name of his store, but he crushes it just year round, obviously. So there's Groundhog Day, there's National Wear Red Day, Ronald Reagan Day, Lincoln's birthday. Again, not all of these you're going to be able to, but you'd be surprised at like some of the smaller ones. How many people would be stoked about buying a mug about that holiday, or a t-shirt? Georgia Day. Okay, so February 12th is Georgia Day. All right, so here's what I do if I'm like assessing one of these little small ones like this. So February 12th is Georgia Day. I'm just going to jump over here to Etsy, and I'm going to type in Georgia Day. And this is how I get a good idea of if something could potentially work. Now, anytime you type in a state, you're going to get, college and football type stuff. So what we're really looking for is anything that kind of celebrates Georgia Day. And maybe we find something, maybe we don't. You have to go through some of these. Some states are more happy to celebrate their state, and some aren't, But what we'll do is we'll go through, we'll do a little bit of research real quick, and we'll see if this is worth our time. And if it is, if we can have a product for Georgia Day, then it becomes really easy to run Facebook ads for this product, because Well, we can come over here with location-based targeting, and we can come over here, and instead of doing United States, we could go in and we could do a specific state. So we could do the state of Georgia, right? It doesn't have to be the entire country. Does that make sense? So again, I'm just kind of going down the list here. I love to wing these trainings, so I don't make it seem like magic every time I get on here, like, oh, that just was there. I dig. I sit down and I dig just like this. I go through these calendars here and I dig through these holidays and see, what's available for me to really get some traction with. I mean, I don't mind having, gear, a coffee mug, and a couple of other simple little items that say, born in Texas and proud of it, to celebrate, Texas Day, right? To celebrate Georgia Day. You've got, St. Patrick's Day. You've got what's Doctor's Day is on March 30th. You know how simple it is to go to Facebook and target people that are doctors and nurses. So very, very simple for you to go in and cash in on Doctor's Day. And so again, like you could come over to Etsy and use the Etsy sneak attack again, and you can type in Doctor's Day. Maybe nothing will come up that says Doctor's Day on it, but there's a lot of doctor stuff that will come up that people might buy on Doctor's Day, right? So immediately it gives you an idea of some things that you could do with print on demand. So as we go back through these, we're only in April at this point. We've got so many different things. Tax day, yeah, that's there's some stuff that you could sell for tax day. It's going to be people not really celebrating it, but people loathing it in most cases, having to do their taxes and whatnot. But I just look at all of these: Law Day, Loyalty Day. You've got National Day of Prayer, a great one to hit. Although I believe Facebook is removing a lot of the religious interest. You got Mother's Day. That's a big one, right? But as we go through, look, again, you probably could do something for each and every one of these holidays here. You could, but you probably won't. The best thing to do is plan ahead and go and look through this list, have a virtual assistant even, go through this list, Google, different things about that particular holiday, be it a state holiday or observance. And, some of these are specific states. There's going to be small groups of people, on these state ones that will probably respond to your ads. And the thing is that if you're advertising Colorado Day, then you're not marketing to everyone in the world or the US, you're just targeting people in Colorado. And the easiest thing to do is, again, come over here to Etsy. I just love Etsy because it always tells me exactly what's working from product and slogan. And I just type in Colorado and look at all of these cool things that could celebrate Colorado for their state holiday. And again, another thing I like to do is do proud to be born and raised in that state, proud to be born and raised from Texas, from whatever it may be. I made a lot of money selling those types of shirts, so I trust me, I would know. But look, still, we're only in August at this point, so there is a new holiday almost every day for you to take a look at and see if it's something you could benefit from. And you can hit these small groups of people for like the state holidays and whatnot, where you're not going to make a boatload of money. But what if you had every state holidays coffee mugs and t-shirts or whatever already created with simple text, just a very simple text on it, already listed on your website, already ready to go, and you just simply scheduled out campaigns ahead of time, a week before to the day of, where you're hitting people when that's coming up. And maybe each one only makes you a couple $1,000s, okay? Let's just say that, um, where was it? Whatever it was, Georgia Day, or Texas Day, or whatever the ones that we saw, only makes you $200, or I'm sorry, $1,000 in profit. But what if you did that for each state? Now we're talking about some money, right? Some states are going to be bigger, more passionate, than others. And so these are things that will add up, right? They're micro cash grabs. They're going to add up over the course of the year. And you're going to look back and you're going to say National Donut Day made me $7,000 maybe. And you're going to say Loving Day made me, $800 profit. And Colorado Day made me $1,500, and you're going to have a day where Labor Day hits and you just make a boatload of money because a lot of people do Labor Day sales. So I want you to look through this list here. You can just go Google it, 2022 USA holidays, and this is just for the US. I mean, look, y'all, you can come on up here and you can legit uh, look at Australia, Canada, and United Kingdom. So, living in America, I have to remember that we're not the only people with our own holidays, right? So I want to market in Australia and UK and Canada, and they have a lot of holidays that they're passionate about as well. There's 129 holidays in Canada. They have, Canada Day, and they've got all of these other things that are specific days for them that are going to land on different days than maybe the US holidays, and just different holidays in general. Australia, I love marketing in Australia because I don't know, as people in Australia just buy a lot. 119 different holidays to choose from. So you could literally have a different holiday or event to hit almost every day. Um, it's crazy. And again, don't think about that. You can't look at this and be like, oh man, you know, uh, I don't like to speak on things I don't know what they are because I don't know what I'm saying when I read some of this stuff. But maybe you say like, oh, All Saints Day, I only made like the whole holiday only made me like $800 or $300. But what if the next day the Melbourne Cup holiday made you 600, and this made you, nothing. But then a couple of days later, this holiday, or not Christmas Eve, but one of these other holidays made you more. It's just one of those. It's not for someone that's lazy, but it can be automated. Get a virtual assistant, compile a list of the holidays, do a research on Google and see how many people celebrate each of these holidays. Is it a specific state or province? Is it a specific um, like state, or I said state, is a specific state, and have this put like in a Google document or whatever. And you don't have to launch every single one. Choose the ones that are more sizable or more well known, and start with those. And I promise you, what you're going to see is results. You're going to see results because, believe it or not, even though you think that nobody really is going to celebrate, um, again, I don't like to say certain holidays. I don't know what the significance of them is. So um, uh, let's just say tax day. All right. You don't think anybody's going to do any, there's no money to be made on tax day. Wrong. There's a ton of money to be made on tax day. So all you have to do is go in and you'll surprise yourself taking advantage of some of this stuff. I mean, people collect mugs with pictures of cows on them, right? There's National Pet Day somewhere in this list. And, you'll find that people are interested in some very micro level stuff, and they will buy. And they will be very profitable sales for you because they're very passionate buyers. So this is timeanddate.com. I have in here 332 holidays. It's showing all holidays and national observances. You can, filter this down a little bit, and you can go to different countries. I wanted to take some time on Chinese New Year's, when I know that some of you are going to be winding down, to remind you that, hey, print on demand is where you pivot. Okay, so parental demand is where you're going to pivot. And during this, you're going to do some research on Etsy, find products that are working. You'll find that some of it's just brain dead, like super simple to do, like those mugs that we saw. This is warning, I'll probably start talking about whatever. And you can use those for holidays. You can use those for different niches. But it's your opportunity to pivot from selling the dropship stuff from AliExpress and Zendrop to really getting into some simple print on demand stuff that's very profitable. So your business is always making money. And then taking this time to say, hey, look, there's holidays happening in the next 4 weeks. I forget what they are, but go look at that list. See if there's any holidays you could take advantage of for print on demand. And I'm telling you, it's going to change things for you. It's going to be incredible for you. It may not make you billions, but again, if you are consistent with it and you figure out what works, then you can scale it sideways, like with those coffee mugs for each different holiday. Same template, replace the name of the holiday, and you'll find that each holiday can make you a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000. So it's really, really cool stuff. So I hope that you enjoy this training tonight. Again, I can't really draw on my whiteboard. I wish I could have, but hopefully I was able to inspire you, and I was able to enlighten you on there's so many money making opportunities. If it's not in a US holiday, it's a UK, a Canada, a Mexico holiday, whatever, right? Every day there's something happening that people are celebrating or remembering, or there's an event. And if you take advantage of that on that micro level, then you'll be able to, at the end of the year, look back and say, wow, I made a lot of money doing that. Rinse and repeat next year, right? And then cash in on those massive holidays and then just sell viral products. All right. So I'm going to go waste some money in the Facebook group. So I'll go in there and make a post. Hope that y'all enjoyed tonight's webinar. And I will see you all next week at 9 p.m. EST. Super stoked about what's to come. We're about to get a lot into Facebook ads. We're going to do a lot of stuff with TikTok this year and product research. And I'm going to do live product, home run potential product research on these webinars. We're going to be giving away some done for you product pages and all sorts of stuff this year I have planned. So very exciting stuff. I'm going to turn my webcam off now. I'm going to go in the group and I'm going to give away $100 to a random person. I love you all. I wish you all a ton of success. I hope that you got value from this. I hope that you're prepared to pivot during the Chinese holiday to US vendors, pay a little bit of a premium or try something new and discover that print on demand is really easy with these vendors that I just showed you. And Etsy, using my sneak attack, will show you exactly what's working. Just copy it, duplicate it, clone it. So simple. All right. I'll see you next week, and I hope you enjoyed the webinar, y'all. Good night.